Hey everyone, welcome to the Industry Leader Workshop series with Infopreneur Agency. I'm your host Omar Briones with CF Jackson. She is the CEO, the owner of I Define TV. It's a Roku TV station channel, and it has over 60,000 subscribers. And she's helped actually dozens of people do the same thing for themselves, help them with the Roku setup, help them get thousands of views for their videos. And really what she's going to teach you today is how to brand yourself and position yourself as a leading expert and authority in your industry on Roku TV. So for those of you who do not know what Roku TV is, it's a smart TV platform that is just blowing up. It's got over 16 million users in the US alone, and it's just growing worldwide. So if you are not aware of that, if you're not on there right now, now is a perfect opportunity for you to get on and position yourself as one of the leaders in whatever you do. All right. So that's what CF is going to teach you today. If you have any questions at all, make sure you put it in the chat box, and make sure you have a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil handy, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be shared. So make sure you take lots of notes, and this is going to be very interactive as well. So really excited for you guys. And also just a little quick note, those of you who saw the email, I'm also giving you a special free gift just for being here live. Okay, that's going to be at the end of the call. It's going to be unrecorded, not recorded. So make sure you stay on until the end if you want to get that gift. All right. Alrighty. So without further ado, let's move to CF Jackson, and go ahead and take it away.
Well, awesome. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Omar. I'm excited for all of those who are in attendance and those who will be attending soon. Again, let me get start sharing my screen. So let me jump over like that again. It's the desktop. So I'm sharing, start sharing. Okay. Oh, let me go over here. Okay, awesome. So as you said, we're here to give you some information that you have maybe not heard about or not aware of, but to get you started in a place where this is a masterclass, and the purpose of this is to give you 3 simple steps to go from YouTube to TV. Not everyone's going to be sitting totally on YouTube or just on Facebook or on Instagram. This is what we're having these large screen TVs are all about. And I want to share with you how to do that and get it done simply, because it's never before has it been so easy and affordable to reach TV viewers while exploding your brand, your business, and your sales. I just want to know, can you guys see my my screen okay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, awesome. So let's get started. I'm excited about being here, so let's get started. So raise your hand at any time as a child that you always wanted to be on TV. There was every time as a kid, raise your hand, let me see that you want to be on television. There was a favorite actor, or a favorite television show, or movie that you wanted to be part of, a sitcom, or show. I mean, I'm sure as a kid there was something that you want to be part of. Maybe we all been around for Sesame Street. No matter what age we are, we've always been on Sesame Street. Have you ever wanted to walk down Sesame Street? Raise your hand if you wanted to be on television. Well, I know for myself, I don't know about you, that's me at the age of 2. In second grade at the age of 8, I wanted to be on television. But did you know, just 2.5, say about 6.5 years before that, I was having a challenge health-wise. My mom had to admit me into the hospital, a children's hospital. Unbeknownst to her, what turned out to be a cold turned out to be something a little bit more worse than that. I had to be actually put on a respirator in the oxygen tent. And at 16 months, my mom was challenged to first only child being sick at a young age, and she was very upset down in Florida. I was submitted to the Children's Hospital, all Children's Hospital, as a matter of fact. And she was worried, and amazingly, she was seeking some comfort at the time. She was in the hallway of the hospital, and she turned around and she fell into the arms of her big sister, who was there, my aunt, who was studying to become a nurse herself. And, during that time period, I was there for 2 weeks, had the tubes in me, the oxygen tent and all that. But you see that I had overcome that to become this 8-year-old in second grade with the little snaggy tooth there, and was able to have that dream of wanting to be on television, to be on that favorite show, being on Sesame Street, or having my favorite actor or actress, and moving to young adulthood and as an adult. So I want you, as we're going through this, remember yourself as that little girl, that little boy, that you had some idea, a dream that you wanted to be on television for some particular reason. And whatever that reason is, I'm going to share with you today that I'm going to empower you. Now what would seem to be unattainable is attainable with the change of technology today. Sounds great? So let's move forward. So I don't know for you, but for myself, it seemed that back in the day that it was deemed that to get on television, it was only for the super rich and wealthy. You were either someone who had mansions, luxury vehicles, or yachts. I mean, it was always deemed that, actually, reality, think about it. Those who started the NBCs, the CBSs, the Fox News, the HBO stars, and all that, and in between MTVs, they were wealthy people, super rich people. And if you were not super rich, you were either getting on television due to the fact that if you were an actor or somewhere in the entertainment industry. But to actually have your own show or have your own series of some sort, it was deemed to have it be that you had to be super rich, super wealthy, had to have a boatload of money, and that was how the game was played. Well, today, I'm going to bust the myth of that, because that train of thinking, I want you to release that, is out the door with technology. As you know for yourself, things have changed dramatically. With a lot of things have changed with technology, from what we thought we could never do, we're doing now. You have cars that's parking themselves. We got, cell phones that we can walk and talk down the street. And the same thing is changing with what we thought was only for the super rich and wealthy. It's no longer a truth. So today I am busting that myth that you don't have to be super rich and wealthy, but it can help get you super rich and wealthy. So that's the plan. That's the goal. Okay. So here is how you will be empowered today. My goal and my intention is that while we're here today, I want you to make sure you have the intention to walk away with some tangible, doable, practical items that you can implement on your own. That's what you should do with any information today that you come to, any workshop, masterclass, webinar, event. Have the intention. And my intention is to share with you easy 3-step blueprint to create authoritative videos every time. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can use it for television, you can use it for social media, you can use it for YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But the point is to have you create authoritative videos every single time that build you as an expert, the authority in your actual industry, to position you as and validate you as that person for your products and your services, your expertise and your knowledge. Okay. And then next we're going to do is going to share with you 3 simple elements when filming your video content. Okay. No matter what, sometimes people get overwhelmed, but I want to get you honed down to focus on just getting started. Because sometimes you don't move because you're fat, that you think you need all this, you need a mile. Sometimes you just only need an inch. So I want to share with you some simple things to get you started. I'm not a guru in it, but I want to get you started where you are to reach you to the point where you can bring in the heavy hitters to help you along the way. But if you have just a little bit to get started, you can go a long way. And then I want to share with you one powerful media platform, which Omar had already mentioned, which is the Roku, where you can reach over 16 million TV viewers. That is not only just local, but it's national and global as well. This 16 million is only for the United States, but they have a lot more. I want to share with you and get you digging into that and get your eyes and ears open to recognize this is a new technology where you can actually position yourself as an expert and not having to fight with those individuals on the actual social media all the time. And then, of course, I'm going to provide you with a special invitation for the golden ticket. We have an added part, a bonus that Omar is sharing, but it's going to be another aspect to it. So you want to be here for that golden ticket. Okay. Awesome. So again, a basic, who is CF Jackson? I really got started in the whole internet world or the whole entrepreneur world when I came up with the idea back in 2003. Waking from a nap. There was a book title came in my mind, and the story and everything, the plot was titled "Won't Be Denied." I did some talking and some conversing with a few friends and family members, and decided to write the book. And that's how I got myself started into the entrepreneur world. And once you write the book, you got to do a lot more. I'm in the process of writing the book. It took me about 4 or 5 months to write the novel. And I went through the process of submitting it the traditional route, get an agent and getting it submitted to an actual publishing company. Well, at that point, most people call them rejection letters. I call them just not interested. So I went through the process. I said, well, 6 months, I'm giving myself 6 months to get these not interested letters as I sent out inquiries, sent out proposals, and all that in between. And at that time, I was working in telecommunication from 1998 to 2008. I was in telecom. But on that particular day, it was one of these contracted musicians I had just didn't work out, and I was just furious. And I said, you know what, this is it. So on that day, and back in 2004, I just said, I'm done with it. And I decided to create my own company, my own publishing company. And that had lifted me and threw me into the world of entrepreneurship. And then I went to an event, great event. I was only going to see Les Brown and Stedman Graham. Those are the only people I knew on the bill, right? But however, I came across somebody even better and a lot better people that I can even imagine. I'm sitting in the back of the room and I learned about search engine optimization, autoresponders, opt-in marketing, all these things. I thought I knew how to build a website, but I knew nothing. So at that point, I started helping others learn these things in terms of other authors and writers who probably would never go to an event like that. I started studying from those who are savvy and smart on the actual World Wide Web, like Matt Basak, Stephen Pierce. There's a plethora of them I just had the opportunity and honor to study with and be mentored by them. And that flowed into another opportunities of me discovering, as you see that little girl in the back, still desire of always wanting to be on television. I still love movies, shows, and all that in between. And in 2013, I came across the whole Roku thing and learned about this is something new. This is something that we all can use and implement into our new technology of advancing our walks, our messages, and our businesses and validating who we are. And I had the pleasure of honor to interview Sherry Shepherd a couple years ago here in Atlanta at the film festival, being published in the Entrepreneur magazine back in 2006. I've interviewed Demario Davis, NFL player for the New York Jets. I don't know where he is now. This one in California. Had the pleasure and honor to work on a project, big screen film, Things Never Said, worked on their website as well as been on their marketing team for their marketing initiatives. Spoke at Norfolk State University on their entrepreneur panel. Been on B103 on several occasions by phone and in studio, which is the largest radio station here in Atlanta. And I've been on the Prophet as well, and a plethora of other things. So that's CF Jackson in a nutshell. But that's what all that comes back to, where you see the little girl in the back, where that's still the desire to be on television. And my desire really is to take that book that won't be denied and turn it into a film. So that's my desire. So desire, I always wanted to be on the big screens there. And so I want to share with you today how to do all that, just that by utilizing this new technology. But first, we got to do one thing, and most importantly, going the wrong way. And that's the first thing we need to do is show you and share with you how to create the blueprint to create those videos, to have the right content so you are deemed as the expert when someone comes across your content. So again, like Omar said, and like myself said, make sure you have your pen and pad ready, because we're going to be interactive, and I really want everyone to be engaged and participating, okay? So first and foremost, in this first part of this blueprint, I want you to take the time to really define the problem. Define problems. So define the number one challenge most clients struggle with before seeking your help, okay? There is something that most of them say before, or you know from your research and your understanding of what you're working with in terms of your industry, your marketing, your business. What is that one thing that most of your clients, before they come seeking your help, are struggling with? You know, what are they lacking? How are they executing X, Y, and Z wrong? How long have they missed X? And which resources do they need to improve to get to where they need to get to? So I'm going to give you a minute. So I'm going to turn on my timer here, because after you answer this question and really give some thought to it, what I'm going to do is ask Omar to select someone to answer the question to really give us an idea. So give yourself a minute here. One challenge that most clients struggle with before seeking help from you. You know, I'll give an example. Let's say for example, the auto mechanic, or someone who's having a challenge with low pressure in their tire. So that's a problem that an auto mechanic may have from a potential client. That client will come in seeking help because they're having a series of problems with having low pressure in their tires. So think about that for yourself. What is it that most of the people are lacking? What are they not executing very well? Or how long have they been missing a certain element in their actual business or services or what have you? And you know, what resources they need that they just didn't know, but they didn't need it. They didn't know they needed it until they came to you. So what's that number one challenge, okay? So if you can't, Omar, if someone's willing to say what their number one challenge that their clients struggle with before they come, that'd be great. If you can keep the answer a little short, that'd be great. Just get it one sentence would be great. So you can pick somebody. That'd be great. All right.
Sure. And I just want to just let everyone know, if you can't think of the number one, the most biggest challenge that they're solving, I mean, that you're solving for them, that should be the thing that you should know by, the top of your head. But if you can't figure it out, just choose any challenge, any problem, just for the purpose for us to for you to go through the exercise. So if you can't figure out what's the number one problem, just figure out, what's one problem out of, many problems that you solve for them. All right. So if anyone wants to go ahead and share, if you have it already ready to go, why don't you just put it in the chat box or raise your hand. Actually, you got to put it in the chat box. I won't be able to see you. But let's see. I think I know Melody does. Let me see. I'm going to unmute you real quick. Oops. Melody, do you want to share?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just typing it in the chat box,
okay.
actually. Yeah, so Omar knows, but other people on the call might not know. I'm working on launching a real estate school in Washington State for new real estate agents. And new real estate agents, their biggest challenge is they don't know where to start. They end up often trying to be all things to all people, and they burn themselves out trying to do that. They end up going through all their resources and savings earlier on than is necessary. And as a result, we end up having a 75% fail rate. So 75% of new agents leave the industry within the first year.
Wow.
So that's a problem that I'm looking to help them with.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. See how that works? So that's a good one. So then once you define that problem, then we're going to move on to the next, is that now that you define this number one challenge or this problem, let's define 3 problems with this single challenge that will help perpetuate more. So it's this single problem define 3 problems this challenge will perpetuate, excuse me. So for example, as you're stating that the real estate agents don't know where to get started, if they don't solve this problem, of course, it's going to perpetuate 3 additional problems. It's going to snowball. It's going to manifest something additional. So it can explode into this. It can damage this. It's pour this and harm that. So think of 3 things. If they don't fix this problem, it's going to perpetuate, it's going to snowball into, it's going to create a domino effect of something additional to that, okay? That's very important. So as you're thinking about that, so I'm going to go ahead again and give you another minute to think about that. And I'll give you an example. So the person with the low pressure tires, right? So if they don't get that low pressure taken care of in the car, what would that what problems would that cause for them? Well, one and foremost is going to give them bad gas mileage. And today with the prices in gas, we want to get every drop we can get for every penny we pay for it, right? So that was one problem. And again, to give you an extra disclaimer, I'm not a auto mechanic specialist, so I'm just getting this off the cuff a little bit here. And then 2, poor traction, poor traction on the actual road. So it gives them, if it's rainy or if it's dry, it's not going to give them the right traction that they need when they're driving down the road. So that's another problem that having low pressure in your tires can cause. And of course, and finally, improper wear and tear in the tires, because it's not going to wear. If one is low and the other one's not, it's not going to, your car's not going to be balanced. So think about what are 3 things that this one challenge can snowball into 3 additional challenges that you just may be able to position yourself as the expert as they come across your video content on television, because you're hitting the pain point for them and explaining what that pain point, if it's not resolved, how it can be fixed, how it can perpetuate and cause some other problems down the line. And if you want, if there's anybody there who want to share their problem, again, you can keep it a little concise as one problem, and then what that problem can perpetuate into 3 additional problems if it's not resolved.
Right on. And I want to just share this in a different point of view. You can look at it as the ultimate problem is the problem that we came up on the last assignment. And here, it's what are the symptoms of that problem? Like, what is the problem causing for everyone? So that's the way I explain it usually, is these are symptoms of the original problem. So anyway, we'll give you a little bit more time, I think, for you to write this down. This is really important. This is what really connects to people, because most people, they only see the symptoms. They don't really see the real problem, the core problem. They really see what's in front of them. So anyway, it's really important for you guys to know. I want to make sure everyone gets this. So I'm gonna let's go with Melody, since Melody, well, actually Maggie typed something in here. Hold on. Maggie says, knowing who to go to get the correct information to move forward. Okay. So I think we should stick with Melody, since we had her on the first one. We can stick to the same story.
But it would help for other people to participate. I would like for other people to be able
Okay.
to kind of get
Okay.
them to be active in it, because then it makes like, I want everybody to if they can chime in to give
Okay.
their.
Hi, this is Maggie,
Right.
and I think one of the things that Melody brought up was exactly what a lot of people don't know. Where, in a sense, that's why we're in this class right now, is where to begin. Because you see so many people who say they want to do this, that, and the other, and they want to jump in, but they don't really know where to jump, or they jump and they don't know how to swim. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
But then once you get to that point, so let's say, for example, we already defined the main problem of that. So with that said, Maggie, if they don't know where to jump in, and if they don't solve that, what additional problems would that cause for them? So, for example, where to jump in, will it be because they get left behind? Would it be what do I want to say?
Well, it's very much like what Melody said. They get discouraged,
right,
and then they don't move forward,
exactly.
and they fall off.
There you go. Yeah.
It's easy for people to start out gung-ho and then get so discouraged because they're not making the progress that they thought they would. And also understanding what tools they need in order to also move forward.
Well, and the key is like, so with that is that, so that it's really defined. So, because if you're going through this equation, it's that, so that each one of those are step one. So problem 1, 2, and 3. So you want to have those actually bullet point out, because what you're going to do is you want to build upon each of those. So if one is they don't move forward, then you can fill that out to what that is. They procrastinate, or they fall behind. So it's really clear those 3 things where it's not mulled together into a sentence, but we want to define them clearly and distinctively. What are those 3 additional challenges that, if that one problem, as Melody said, if it's not resolved, it will perpetuate these 3 things, and we want to have those concisely defined, so that when we get ready to develop the whole entire content, you would have it clearly, so you can build upon 1, 2, and 3. And I give you an example as we continue to move forward. So if I say, when I had the example of the low pressure in the tire, so the problem is low pressure, and what will that problem cause? One, and I broke it down to 3 things that it can cause, traction, gas mileage, and wear and tear in the tires, And now from there, this is my outline. We're creating an outline for your actual video content. So we want to make sure you're writing it down, as it's an outline. So you go back to it after this masterclass, you can fill it out and create a whole subject matter topic that you can sit in front of your video camera and fill it all up to create 10 minutes of content effortlessly. So, does that sound good? Okay. So great. So next, what we're going to do, now that you defined your 3 challenges, after that, now the purpose is now that people have seen you on television, for example, that you define a problem, right? And someone either that someone who has a problem, or they may have that problem themselves. So now you want to find the solutions to those 3 problems that you just mentioned beforehand. So if someone, say, for example, you're going to stay with the Melody's example, if they fall off, what's the solution to that? If they don't move forward, they procrastinate, what's the solution to that? And then I don't remember the third one, where they kind of fail. What's the solution to that? So you want to define the 3 solutions to those. Now you see how those 3 problems that you mentioned, that if it's not resolved with the main key problem, what is the solution? So, for example, back to the example I mentioned. For example, I say, well, the auto person has bad tires. They have bad air in the tires, so it can cause bad gas mileage. It's not going to get enough traction on the actual pavement, and the wear and tear is going to be off. So, but the solution would be for them to, one, they can go to any store to get an actual air pressure gauge to keep an eye out on the tires. What they can do is, every time they get the oil change, is to request strongly for them to check the air pressure. And of course, when you go every other time to get your oil changed, just to have the tires rotated, so that you're making sure that they're putting air pressure in the tires, and as well as making sure that your tires are getting worn correctly. Again, so you're creating a solution for each of those problems that someone's come to recognize you on television and say, okay, you give me these problems, now what's the solution? So you got to take a minute or so to think about what solutions you can provide on those, if you're going to stay on this subject matter of there's not going forward, being stagnant or falling off and things like that, what would be the solution to those, or to your own business? I would say focus on your own business if you can. And we give like a minute or so on that. Sounds good?
Right on. So those of you who just joining us, we are doing 3 solutions now, 3 solutions to 3 problems that have been caused by originally 1 problem. To keep it simple, I'm going to put this in a chat box. One big problem leads to 3 symptoms, 3 effects. What's the effect of the problem? All right. The problem is the cause, 3 effects, and then from those 3, what are the 3 solutions that you have? Okay. And this is all going to be super golden, helpful information for you to create your content. And it's really good to have anyway, like no matter what. And if you don't have any on the top of your head, just go with something. Choose anything. Pretend you're pretend you own some random company or some business that you've always wanted to have. So let's go with anyone want to volunteer?
Mm-hmm.
Just unmute yourself if you want to go ahead and share your 3 solutions. Or else I'm going to randomly pick someone.
Uh-oh. Anyone?
Hey, Norma, are you there?
Yeah.
Do you want to volunteer and share 3 solutions that you have for your 3 problems?
I don't have them yet.
Oh, okay.
Still thinking about it.
Okay, cool. Is there anything that what's preventing you from coming up with them?
I keep coming up with the same thing. They need to read my books. Because my problem is that they don't have open minds for new material, new technology. And
well, think about this. I mean, that's good. That's a good starting point. So in your book, you're helping them with something to solve those problems. So what are those solutions in your book that are giving them the answers that they need to solve their problems?
Oh, there's so many different ones. But
let's just choose 3.
Yeah.
Okay, they need to realize that aliens and UFOs are real.
One.
Okay.
Okay. They need to realize that they have a powerhouse in their brain.
2. Okay.
And this is where the UFOs and the aliens are originating, is in the brain of humans. This is a shocking statement.
Yes, definitely. And just to make sure, I appreciate you, Norman, for sharing that. What are just for us, so we understand, what are the problems that you're solving? What are the problems that those 3 solutions solve for them?
I don't know. Help them grow spiritually if they understood it all.
Okay.
It would help them realize that they're basing their lives on outdated teachings as far as evolution and growing and all this goes. They're falling behind in technology. The fact that we're not alone in this universe, all kinds of things.
But then, so that was with Omar. So when you identified the 3, which was excellent, and then now you just kind of like, as you go back and take some time to really ink out, and you're not thinking of everything, but continue to down to pinpointing 3, 3, 3, 3. So therefore, when you're ready to create your content, your video, you're able to pinpoint this problem and build that out, so you can move forward. So you won't feel like it's everything, because you do have everything in that book. It's time to really, in your books, is how to pull them out and create some content for that. Because you have a book, I'm sure you have some great information you can share by identifying a problem, but just the thing of just breaking it down bit by bit by bit, so people can digest that.
I have over 12 books, and it's hard to focus, to bring it down and focus on any particular thing. So.
Okay, awesome. But you can do it.
Yeah, hope so.
You can get some help. That's awesome. So now that creating a solution is now, at this point, if someone's come across your video content and they see that you identify the problem and mention, and that they see that this problem, if it's not resolved, can perpetuate a whole lot more of a challenge for them. And then now that you caught their eye, now you position yourself as the expert and authority, because now you're providing them some solutions of how to solve this. Yes, I know Steve may have that problem, or Stacy may have a problem, or even yourself may have the problem, and now you see some solutions. And the best part about, you can do this over and over and over and over again, because it's not about creating one video piece of content. It's about you doing this multiple times within your actual business and within your industry. It's being the expert. So doing 4 and 5 and 6 and never stopping. You may want to do it as an actual series, but creating at least 5 to 8 pieces of content where you sit down and think of problems that each person come to you, and just taking this outline and breaking it down concisely every time. So say, for example, now, again, disclaimer, I'm not an actual auto mechanic, but this is what an auto mechanic would do. So once you have it out, then you can go back in and add some content, more content, some statistics, some facts that you may Google and find on social media to really build it all the way up so you can have a comfortable conversation. So let's say, for example, again, I'm the auto mechanic, and I'm saying, well, today, you're coming to us today, we will discuss why you should be focused on the pressure of the tires of your car today. It can cause you a lot more problems than normal. Okay, this is an example. If you don't get the pressure in your tires complete and they're not in the right levels, it can perpetuate a whole lot more problems. One, you'll get bad gas mileage, right? And we have so much, we're paying so much now at the pump, every penny counts towards the gas we put in our car. No one knows, but it states, and again, I don't know the statistics, but 25% of people don't recognize that they're losing out on 12% of gas each year because of the fact that they don't have the right pressure in their tires. So we want to help you save money by letting you know getting the right amount of pressure in your tires is very important. Then if you don't do that, if you don't make sure another problem it can cause is traction on. You're driving, right? And all of a sudden you come to a point to a complete halt. You know that 30% of accidents are caused because of low pressure in your tires. It's not getting enough traction on the pavement, and wham, you're going to slide into somebody. And people don't know that's a problem. And letting you know, from winter to spring or winter to fall to summer, tires, it really fluctuate, and you got to get them checked every season. It's very important. And then at the same time, you have one tire that's inflated, one better more than the other. It's going to get the wear and tear, blah, blah, blah. You go deeper. So you're breaking it down. Now you can really have a conversation. You fill it in with some statistics, some stats. It said in Chicago that 30% of people, and you just fill it in because you did some research, kind of like a little paper you did when you were in school. But here's a solution to all of that stuff. You can really solve all this by simply, one, is making sure you go to your local store and get your air pressure gauge. That simple advice has saved so many lives. It is stated, and again, you put in some facts and some statistics about that air pressure gauge and how much it may cost, right? And then you finally go to the point, well, you can go to get your oil change. You get your oil change, go and make sure you insist that they check the pressure of your tires every single time. Sometimes those guys get pretty lazy. I know my guys here, they get a little lazy with that, and I want to make sure that you get that, and you command and demand to do that, because it's really important that you have the right amount of pressure in your tires. Okay, that's one solution. And finally, make sure when you go every other time to get your oil change, have your tires rotated every time. One, you get the wear and tear is going to be balanced out, and they can help but put the right pressure in your tires. It's really important. 40% of people don't know that getting the tires balanced on a regular basis can save you a lot in tires, and the same way it can save you a lot of money. It's really important. And then most importantly, okay, what we're going to do, the call to action, right? We're going to find the call to action for your television viewers, right? So for this actual auto mechanic, this auto shop, they're going to say, what? Come down and let us check your tire pressure for free, right? And of course, you're going to have an upsell. We all have an upsell, but that's important. So most entrepreneurs and small business owners don't think about the call to action. So you got their attention, you defined the problem, you gave them a solution, they're liking you somewhat. They're kind of trusting you a little bit. Now go ahead and push the needle a little bit and define a call to action. What is it you want them to do? Call you for something? Offer them a special limited time offer? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to follow you on social media? What is it you would like them to do? Okay, and that's important. So for example, this auto mechanic guy, he will say, come in and I got a special gift for you, like Omar gave you a special call to action at the end. It's a special offer at the end of this actual master class. The auto mechanic guy or the shop will say, come in, free tire pressure gauge, and I will even give you a solution to one of those problems. We'll give you a free air pressure gauge. Come on in. you may go down there for that free tire pressure gauge and get your tires checked, right? So that's what you want to make sure you do is follow the actual blueprint of having a solution, having your problem, but the problem can cause additional problems in that, defining a solution, having a good call to action. And I know right now people won't have a good call to action right now because you got to think of the actual product or services you want to be offering. But think about that as you move through your actual creating your content for your video, for TV, or for social media and all that you do. And so with that said, what happens, the equation is simple. You're going to have X, Y, Z is a problem. 1, 2, 3, this problem can cause additional. So problem causes this, 1, 2, and 3, plus zip, bam, boom, here are the solutions, and equals you're now seen as the expert of whatever your actual target market is or whatever your industry is. And that's the whole purpose, is to make sure we position you and validate who you are. And you can do that over and over and over and over again within your actual industry, with your business, in terms of just looking at what are multiple problems and what are these problems causing, and provide the solutions and give them a good, strong call to action. And voila, there you are. You have content, video content that's moving along the way, moving you say along the way, people coming to know, like, and trust you. And it's very important. Okay. So in that case, we're going to move on to phase 2, which is the simple do-it-yourself video production tips. Once you got all that laid out, created several of those different ones, now you want to now get it video. You want to get it on the camera. You want to get it visible by everyone for television or for social media, but generally for TV. So first, what you want to do, you want to define the set. Where will you shoot your video? Where will you shoot it? Will it be in your office? Will it be, how about in a conference room? Maybe at a production studio? Will you be utilizing green screen? Define maybe where will you would actually set up your actual your video production set, right? And think about it, it's not a one-time deal, because you're going to be doing this on a regular basis. We're not creating one video one time and we're done with it. We're looking at where will you film it and where would you position it. And sometimes it won't always be in that place. Sometimes you may do a small short video, but for television, you want to say, where can I actually set up video? And wherever it is, you want to make sure that it's a well-lit area, it's a quiet location, and it's a distraction-free zone for viewers. You don't want to have a cat running behind, kids screaming, or anything like that. Of course, sometimes you're going to get a police siren or a fire truck or something like that, or a train, but you want to have an ongoing sense of noise and distractions while people are tuning in to learn more about what you're offering them in terms of a solution to a problem that they're having. So define the set that you have and where you would shoot that content on a regular basis, okay?
Hey, CF, let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
So it's about this topic, and it's particularly about Roku. So, I want to make sure we're on the same page. Doing videos on YouTube or on Facebook, you're well forgiven for using your smartphone and just like having a weird background or bad lighting, and sometimes maybe like a background noise. It's not really filmed in a studio, really, typically, but you're forgiven for that. But if for Roku TV, with it's actually on TV, do you think it matters if we use a smartphone and just kind of like, film ourselves like this, like a selfie, or?
Well, I was about to get to that next. I'm getting to that. Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for asking, but I'm getting to that next.
Okay.
Bam. So define video equipment that you're going to be utilizing. So what are you going to use? Will you be using your smartphone? Do you have a digital video camera, or how about a tablet or webcam, right? So as he was asking, he had prelude into this question. Well, like anything else, with any of the devices you decide to use with it, it must be recorded in at least a 720 pixel. That's HD. You want to have it in high definition. You want to have it, as he was mentioning, because I can't see him. You want to have it in widescreen. You don't want it, you can see me. You don't want to have it like you standardly use on your phone. You want to have it wide, because our TVs are widescreen. 18:9 ratio, so that people, when they're looking at it on their television, that is visible and it's doable. And for me, if you submit it to iDefine TV, we want to accept it. We require everything to be at widescreen, has to be a minimum of HD quality of 720 pixel. And we make sure that we record the audio as well with no background noise. We make sure that everything is doable. So it's not, there's a requirement, because even when you look at it, you can't really submit it, because they're going to, the encoding works on in with Roku. They're gonna look at it, and if it doesn't fit their content is gonna get kicked back. But for us, for sure, we make sure that everything is gonna meet your needs. One, because we will make sure you look good, and anything that we put on iDefine TV will make sure we look good. So we're working together as a team, no matter what. So we're gonna say, well, we'll help you along the way, but these are the basics. 720 pixel. Most smartphones today have that option, and most cell phones allow you to do it in widescreen, and most cell phones give you an opportunity to do the technology where you can probably do a lapel mic and plug it to your phone, from your phone to your, and tie it to your shirt or something like that. So do a little research and things like that to really engage that. So video equipment, you start with your smartphone, move up to a digital video camera. If you have a snazzy HD webcam or tablet, but then have fun with it. It's all about having fun. It's not about being just so rigid with it, but have fun with it, because you do want to make sure that you're just not a headshot, a talking head on television, because how many times do you see a programming where it's just a talking head? You want to do what you really want to have it where it's a half body shot where you can have the phone back forth. You want to have, for example, I was going to get this real quick behind the fell. You want to invest in something like a tripod, so you can put your webcam on there, for example, or your smartphone, utilizing different things such as, this comes off of, I'm show you real quick because that's a little extra here. I won't go too far, but this comes off an actual selfie stick, right? I did a video a while back on this. And you take that off and put this on this device, which goes into your tripod. So that gives you an opportunity to put your smartphone on the tripod, push it away so you can have at least half your body up, so therefore you're just not a talking head. And so you just play around and have fun with it and engage how you want to position yourself. And again, go back to the kid in you, the teenager in you, where you didn't have all that fear, where you just had fun and imagining how things could be, and just have fun in creating an actual program or show that's specifically for you, because now it's doable. You don't have any quote unquote rules, but you have some standard structures that's really required to make sure you're in your best light and position you as the authority. And you want to, as Omar was alluding to, that you're looking good. And again, anything submitted here, if it's not looking good for you, then we'll push it back, because we will make sure you look good in everything that you do. So that's how you will take care of that. And then, of course, at some point as you move forward, you may look into getting yourself a videographer, someone to do it for you, okay? So it's always a process of getting started. But again, but now, because we all have smartphones and we can do it today and don't have no barriers, okay? Sounds great? And so moving to the next, then you want to define your editing. You know, how would you edit the video? Will you hire someone? Do you have the time to take the basic skills of editing the video? Do you have the proper editing software, or, online editing resource? You got to think about that as well. Again, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we try to do everything ourselves. It's sometimes important to start to outsource these things that we can't do. But if you can do it, sure, take a jab at it and get it done. Because if you're doing it yourself, you got only one camera. So the thing you'll be editing is the front end and the back end, making sure it's all nice and clean. So you're not coming in at the camera and you're not running off the camera, as you often do. You want to have it nice and clean where you're just coming on. It's if you're on TV. You're not portraying to be on TV. You're developing this specifically for television. So any way you look at it, the video must be rendered again in at least. It must be in widescreen again at 6:9 ratio. And when you submit it, it's completed with the text, logo, your intro, your outro, your music, and everything you need to be completed to really rock and roll. And there's nothing more that needs to be done. So think about that. If you can't do it yourself, look at getting somebody to do it for you and edit it for you, and finding some resources along the way. Also, if you write this down, you can go to idefinetelevision.com/resources. These resources, where on there I actually put in some resources about video software on there, as well as lighting and all that kind of stuff. And I will be adding more resources for those who want to take a jab at it a little bit themselves. But I know for myself, getting into editing, I found one that's easy for me. Then I tried to go into the Adobe Pro or something like that, and that was above my head. That was above my pay grade. And I just went, I said, forget about it. This does just as well as that, and then some I'm able to maneuver in it. So sometimes you don't have to go with what everyone's talking about. Go with what's visible, and as long as it does what it needs to do, is create this actual this output, and is rendered 720 pixels, and it does everything quality. You don't have to have a name brand, Adobe. Find something that works best for you. But I included the software that I like and use oftentimes, and you can find it really easily. So again, it's that easy. One video in, out, and just keep it simple for yourself. Sounds great?
Hey CF, can you please mention the website again about regarding video stuff?
Yeah, is
Joanna,
you mean the resource page?
yeah, Joanna Wright is asking about that. If you can just type it in the well, I'll type it in the chat box, but
Mhm.
just mention it or something so I could type it in.
Yeah, it's idefinetelevision.com/resources.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And then okay. And so now we're going to the big stuff. So we're going to discuss the one powerful media platform, and that one powerful media platform that we're going to discuss, we already alluded to already, which is the Roku, right? So the Roku player, it is in the flesh here, quote unquote, in the plastic. So what is it and why now? Well, as we stated, it's a really little cool box that lets you watch movies, TV shows, other programs completely on demand at home or wherever you have it. All content streams 24/7, 7 days a week. Some of the most well-known networks can be found on Roku. As you can see, you got your Showtime, Netflix, HBO. You got your the Oprah Winfrey Network, you got your Entertainment Tonight, you got Stars, you got Hulu, you name it, and then you have some independent networks like iDefine TV. So it has over 5,000 channels, and it's really extraordinary what it has to offer, and pretty much it's grown exponentially from 2008 to where we are today. So it's really simple. As you buy it you can buy it on their website, you can buy it at any electronic store, Best Buy, Walmart, of course, and on Amazon. And once you buy it one time, no, there's no monthly charge. Unlike a cable box, you pay monthly to have the cable. It'll give you a just to give you a disclaimer, of course, if you have Netflix, you have to pay monthly for that particular channel on Roku. But then, like iDefine TV, there are channels that do not require a monthly fee. So you're paying for like Showtime will have a monthly fee, or Amazon, but then there are a lot of others that are not like regular television. But once you buy the Roku, that's it. You're only paying for the channels on the device, and that's it. So with that said, the steady rise of Roku had 15.1 million active users at the end of June 2017, who streamed over 6.7 billion hours of content in the first half of 2017. 6.7 billion hours. So what that tells us, that there is an actual demographic of people who are actually utilizing this platform that want content. They're streaming it a whole lot, I could say. And at 6.7 billion hours, that's a lot. That means there are people who have the device and they're looking for content every single day, looking for programming information to solve a problem, to be entertained, to laugh, to dance, whatever it may be. But 6.7 billion hours, that shows and proof that Roku is a place to be and that they have actual viewership, not only just in the United States, but around the globe. Awesome, right? So then, as you know that Roku, 49%, they own 49% of the market share when it comes to the streaming media platform. Roku is deemed to be the leader of this actual streaming device with 16.7 million active users. They have the most active users out of all the different devices out there. And mainly because you can see you have Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Google Chromecast. And you see it shoot up over there to your right. Roku's at the leading because the other three have other things in their wheelhouse. Roku is only focusing on one thing. They want to stream every television across the world. That's their mission. Unlike Apple TV, they got the Apple phone, they got the tablet, they got the watch, they got the store. They got other things they're focusing on. Amazon Fire got everything, Whole Foods, they got they got a lot, that. And then Google trying to take over the internet. So Roku focusing on their own lane, and they know that they're coming behind them quickly, but that's all they do is streaming. And so that's what allows them to be the most popular streaming device right now in the country with no marketing, no advertising. It's all been pretty much, what do you want to say, grassroots advertising or grassroots word of mouth, pretty much. And that's how they grow, okay? So it's really a popular one, and they have a lot of bells and whistles, okay? So telecom giants suffered another drop in customers for satellite and fiber optic TV as more turn to new streaming services. And these people are called cord cutters. Cord cutters are causing they're a thorn in the side of traditional television because of the fact that they recognize that they can do what they want and how they do it, utilizing such a device as Roku and the others, right? And as you can see, 4 in 10 U.S. households have an OTT, which is another word for saying over-the-top streaming device, right? And it's like almost 50%. It's not going anywhere. Now, TV is not really changing. We got they're bigger, they're smarter, and slimmer. Which you help you recognize it's not TV hasn't changed. It's not changing anymore, but how the content is being distributed to the television, that's where the game has changed, which has allowed where the thought again, you don't have to be super rich and wealthy anymore, because now we have the ability to reach the homes of individuals who have these big screen TVs, who have the ability to invest in your service and your products easily because of this device, such as a Roku. And again, it's causing a thorn in the side. And it's amazing how you would think that this has changed the game so dramatically, and it has. Okay, so it is called cord cutters, and they're growing by the minute, each and every day, each and every month, really. So where are the viewership? Well, this is an example of where our viewers are for iDefine TV. Roku has a global reach. For iDefine TV, we reached our five top viewing countries are United States, Canada, Mexico, United Kingdom, Puerto Rico. In our top five viewing cities is Johns Creek, which is a suburb of Atlanta, Mount Pleasant, Sacramento, but you can see it's across the globe: Canada, UK, South America, Puerto Rico, you name it, Spain. They have a global reach. So therefore, you don't have to be static and trying to fight with everyone on just social media. You don't have to fight with those. You can really position yourself above and beyond, reaching those who are in front of the television, ready to learn and understand, and to learn to like and trust who you are with your products and your service and your expertise.
Hey, CF, hold on. Sorry, can you go back? So this is just iDefine TV channel alone, right? These are your stats?
Mm-hmm. This is where our viewers are. Mm-hmm.
Right on. And, just for the record, Roku, it really is worldwide. It's all over. It's all over Canada, Africa, every single continent and country you can imagine. I believe Roku is on there, right? Isn't that right? Like pretty much most of them, I'd say.
Pretty much, if you have a TV and you have Wi-Fi, you can plug it together. You can get it. They are building out more of their their more support, concrete support throughout. Right now, they're building out the support down in South America. They're down in Peru right now. The infrastructure a little bit stronger, so you're available everywhere. But they want to make sure they can get more, make sure that the support and the quality of service is improved as they continue to have people buy the devices and plug it into their televisions and watch it utilizing their Wi-Fi. But it's everything everywhere. Wherever we've had people from as far as Japan tune into iDefine TV. So we're amazed. So there's really no barriers. But just Roku now building out the infrastructure a lot better for all these different markets that's just growing exponentially.
All right, awesome.
Mm-hmm. So that says some 44% of households with at least $75,000 in income own an OTT streaming device. Again, it's over the top. That's the Roku or any others like it, like the Apple, whatever. And I have to ask you a question and raise your hand. Raise your hand. Will you like to be in front of such individuals who have an actual disposable income to invest in your products and your services, right? Your knowledge, your expertise, who you are. I mean, that would be a change of pace, not having to compete with just the YouTube people, but you're now in front of people who are in their living rooms, their family rooms, their bedrooms. They may be in their home, their big office or something, but they're looking at you and they have a disposable income of $75,000 or more to invest in something that you can share with them. Wouldn't that be awesome? So that's what this is all about, being in front of individuals that they state it has at least $75,000 in annual income. So that's a good change of pace to think about. So write that down. Would you like to be in front of those people? 44% have more than $75,000. So now we're going to let's crack open this egg, and this egg is going to tap into looking into the back end. Here we are. This is what the actual Roku looks back in the back end. So and you write down some questions if you go along the way, but this is the actual device, the video. This is a video, but we'll walk through it. Hope it doesn't. Okay, cool. So pretty much what this is this is the home screen. So when you tune in your Roku, this is where you land. You have your actual channels right here, your menu over here on your left-hand side, and these are the channels that I've selectively subscribed to, or some have already been embedded when I actually got the device. But right now, it's 76 channels that I got more than that now, but 76 channels you can see here. But there's over 5,000 again that you have to go initially and go and subscribe to yourself, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit play real quick to go forward. But this is how it looks on that side. So as you go to it, I use my remote control, and it'll take me over to now I'm literally able to select my channels here, as you can see. And I want to point out really quickly before I move forward, one of the best parts about this whole device that many people are not recognizing, are not even utilizing. I want some case studies to help do this, because entrepreneurs and small businesses aren't utilizing this position right here. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, the upstairs, downstairs. This is where you can do some geo-targeting. Mostly right now you see here is just going to watch more movies or more content per se, payment. But you can geo-target a city. For example, I'm in Atlanta. If I want to target people who are in Atlanta, I can actually create some creatives for you, create some advertisement here for you, make it very creative and maybe very engaging. And I can target those who are in Atlanta who are interested in health and wellness, fitness, who are interested in news and technology, food, travel. And what happens is they can use their remote control. And when they use their remote control to tap it, they can watch it and go straight to your video. No, you see here, there are no distractions. Either they're going to watch it or they're not. Either they're going to go there or not. You can go anywhere. You can do a whole state. You can do, all of the actual Roku subscribers here in the United States. But this is a great place to do some geo-targeting pertaining to an actual location and to their interest. And really, you can take this and go to another level compared to how it is on social media. It's it's really a cool platform, and you can do it in terms of how long you want to do it for, 2 days, a week, and you can create 2 creatives, and it goes in rotation. So you're not the only one here, but you're in a cycle with others who are also in the process of wanting to get people to drive them to their actual video as well. This is a great way to really capture more audience and more eyes and really position yourself in a certain area specifically. So again, this is the back end. As you can see, you got your Netflix, you got your Amazon on here, you got your Sling. And if you didn't know, Sling is actually Dish. Dish has, if you notice, you have not seen any Dish commercials because they've been promoting Sling. Sling is their actual streaming channel. HBO, let me ask you this. Now, who would have thought, by a raise of hands, that 10, 15, 20, even 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you would even have the opportunity to stream HBO without requiring to have a major cable provider like a Comcast or AT&T Uverse? I know I wouldn't. But HBO, they took the lead in being the actual leader and being one of the first channels or networks to jump off and allow you to do it a la carte. And they did it during the actual what would I want to say? They did it during the heart of their Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was a very popular series and people loved it. So I spoke with the actual HBO executive a couple of weeks ago here at the Atlanta Film Festival, engaging her about why they chose to do that, why they led the way of being the first. And she was stating that a lot of their the fans and users and subscribers, they listened to them. They actually wrote into HBO asking and requesting for them to be on the actual Roku, and they did it. And I asked her, do you think you gain more subscribers that way? And I said, I think you would have, because those people who would never have signed up for cable because of the price point or just didn't care for cable, but wanted to be part of that Game of Thrones world because Game of Thrones was killing it. They put up people from that part. Now they got new subscribers who had never got cable, now subscribing to HBO. Those who had cable, but they didn't want to leave cable, but they want to keep HBO, they can leave cable and just keep HBO. So they were really the leader in that whole situation. She said, we believe that we captured a lot of more subscribers and held on to a lot of subscribers because of the fact that we decided to lead the way in being on such a platform. So it was really awesome to see that they're doing that in terms of recognizing that it was a win-win for themselves and they didn't lose anything. They probably gained a lot more. At one point, Blockbuster was still on here, but I didn't know. I was surprised when I got the thing that Blockbuster was still around. But then at some point, they actually got bought out by Sling. Sling ended up buying them out, so they're still defunct. So you got a lot of good content, some independent content you see down there. You got real estate is on here. You got some educational. Oprah Winfrey Network is on here. You got Golden Boy. You got your Dallas Mavericks. Let me pause that real quick. As you know, Mark Cuban's a billionaire. He's very a forward thinker. I think my last time I checked, he's the only NBA team that has their own actual Roku channel. And per Mark, I read, he's here because he want to be where his fans are. And we should be in the same frame of mind when it comes to entrepreneurs. We want to be where our potential clients can be, right? And that is here on Roku and any streaming device, seriously, but on Roku, right? So he's here where his fans are. He want to be wherever they are, and this is one of the platforms. I thought that was pretty cool. ESPN is on here. You think about it, and you got your docudramas. You have a whole plethora. You got your Google, Bloomberg TV. South by Southwest, they were on here. They're not on here anymore. Sundance Channel, NBA is on here. Kaplan, got Education's on here. You got a plethora of different things, and these are just the ones that I've subscribed to that I currently have. And I just wanted to check out some of them. Some I tune in on the regular. So we're going to go down and really dive into the back end of iDefine TV so you can see what it looks like in the back end. So when you use remote control, you hit play, and it starts loading the content. And right now it's in the process of loading all the content that's from into the actual Roku device. So it takes a moment sometimes for it all load into the actual device. And as you can see, we have various channels. We have iDefine Atlanta, Health and Wellness, iDefine Business, got music, film, classic television, and comedy. Looking to add a whole lot more because of the fact that you can do a whole lot more with that. So we're going to dig deep into one of them real quick. And so retrieving the content. So you can see within it, there's different categories. So we have indie music artists, we have jazz, hip hop, adult contemporary, and just like you would with your actual, with Netflix. With Netflix, you can just stream, use remote control, go left to right, up and down. Every submission that we receive, they have their own graphic that we put up here for them. We give an overview. They provide an overview. We make sure it's concise and a little engaging for the viewer. We actually take the time to rate every one of our actual pieces of content because we want to make sure everything is under. We make sure it's family friendly channel. But again, you can go left and right, up and down, and engage the content, and you can see if they want to really, okay, this is something really cool. Do I want to watch it? So they use their remote control to hit play. As you see, it opens up to a lot more. And with that, we have more information about who is this. This is a jazz combo with this couple here. Then what we do is we suggest you have your own URL, your own domain, like www.domain.com, your company name. At this point, she did not have one, but I'm very proud of them because actually this is the first member of iDefine TV, and they hail from actually out of Sweden. So it was really a challenge at some point. I was like, oh, this is getting too much, but she was so supportive, talking with her from across the way, and we moved forward and kept it going because of Medio and Belinda. But Belinda was very supportive in the process of getting iDefine TV. So she made it really possible for it to be. And then you see the word jazz there. That's like a keyword like you would have in Google. When people are utilizing and do the searching, they can search on the actual Roku or on their smartphone app with Roku. And then if they're not on iDefine TV, they can still come up in the actual search if you're looking for world jazz, and they'll populate in the actual search on the actual Roku device. So really our goal is in this section here is to take some content, a little copy per se, a little something that engages them. People know about you, about the content, but at the same time, providing some type of information, how to find more information about you, how to reach you on your website, mostly. I would suggest use your website, not social media. If you have something strong, call to action, maybe a phone number if you want to, but I would say use a website because most people do utilize that their phones are right there next to them while we're watching television. Who doesn't watch television with the phone? We all do, right? So that's the gist on how it looks there in terms of taking your content, submitting it, and having it visible to our viewers. And we go back home and go here at the bottom here is where we have our actual banner here. In this banner, I don't click on it because it's a little loud, but in the banner here is really where we can change up. Right now we have it where we're asking for our viewers to tell us what they want to see on iDefine TV. And when they click on it, it gives them a URL, and people actually opt in to tell us what they like. And then we inform them when we have new content on iDefine TV. But this is interchangeable. Like anything, you use your remote control, you hit play, and it takes them straight to that video with no distraction. They go straight to that. We also make it, it's also available for a particular sponsor or advertiser. Again, you can change this actual graphic out to meet wherever the actual offer advertising or sponsorship is to meet that need. But it's a really cool space to where this is really we say a premium spot here on the actual channel for anybody, because when they click on it, they want to see more, and they're going to outbeat all the other content here on our actual channel. So that's pretty cool too.
Hey, CF, so, just out of curiosity, what are your results with that that banner ad? Like, how is it producing? How's it going? You know, I mean.
Well, we do well. So we haven't opened it up to the advertisers if yet. We do pretty good. We get subscribers all the time asking about or subscribing at the same time with wanting to tell us what they want to see. People wanting more news, of course. They want a little bit more sports. So we're looking at wanting to add more content all the time, real estate. So once we get the content, we can build it out. We would love to have it, but a lot of people want more news per se. And we're looking at a little bit what kind of news we want to share, because we want to keep it something that's not too heavy in terms of what people are our brand is all about. But we definitely listen to them, and we are on the quest of seeing if we can bring forth some type of new content on the request that they're asking for.
Nice. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so it's pretty cool. So it moves through. It's kind of going a little slow there. But now, back, if you notice now, right here on your right-hand side, how that graphic we had before with those individuals on the stairwell, now we have a new graphic here, how those changes in, again, with the ad show geo-targeting, how that is in rotation. So if you had a graphic here, you would be in rotation here just as well as the next person, but you're visible to that demographic of individuals, maybe homeowners, or, you know, those who are like traveling in Chicago, wherever you are, that's where your content, your actual graphic would be. And again, there, press the video button to hit play. So over here, I want to share with you really quickly too. This is it's going too fast. Hold on 1 second. I think it skip. There we go. Here is just on the left hand side. This all the different categories that they have available that people have channels on. You have anything from games, movies and TV, music, news and weather, sports, science and technology, internet, television. You can see you got Spotify here, Sci-Fi Channel, Amazon, and then you have the educational, fitness, food, games, lifestyle, news and weather, personal media. So I share this because I want to show that there are so many different channels that are here. That means that there are people who are looking for content that you are, whatever your expertise is, where you offer. There are people who are looking for you. You know, again, you have shopping, special interests, fitness and outdoors, family and kids, food, you travel, you know, you name it. I mean, the Home Shopping Network has like 3 to 4 channels on here. I mean, and they broke it down. They really niched it down to home shopping, electronics, and I think and jewelry and something else. I couldn't keep up because I don't do Home Shopping Network, but I was kind of blown like, wow, you really niched it all the way out to 3 different channels. That means that they have a viewership for each one of those different channels who only want to look at electronics, who only want to look at jewelry, who only want to look at something else. I think it's like 3 channels they have. So you have a slew of different things here that you can actually engage, that there is not a subject matter that you offer or anything that is not where someone's not looking, because it's like, this is television. This is the new television era, you know, and no matter what, you know, you can find people are looking for something that you offer, and they utilize a search criteria here on the Roku and find you easily and effortlessly. Okay. So before I go to the next phase, were there any particular questions that we can answer about Roku while we're here in this section here real quick?
Yeah, we do have a few questions from me.
Okay.
So one is, when you subscribe to a channel, do you get notified every time there's a new video uploaded to the channel, like YouTube?
No, it's just television. So, you know, unless you sign up for, like, for example, with iDefine TV, unless you submit and sign up for our newsletter or our email, then we'll notify you. But like television, no, you don't get a notification.
Okay, so like when you subscribe, it's really just to kind of organize your channels or something? Is that what it is? Like just like a bookmark? Is that what it is?
No, you're subscribing to the channel. There's over 5,000 channels here. So therefore, you're subscribing to the one that you like. So for example, if you go back, just in this section here, where this one right here is sports. And I think the sports one has 74 channels in it alone. So if you go back to where I was at the beginning part, so if I go back to where I was, you have to go back, get here. These are all the ones I've actually subscribed to myself. So I come back here to say, okay, these are the channels that I'm interested in, and I will go here to my home screen to go to my 76 channels that I like. But gotcha. And I go here anytime, so there's no notification. Again, it's just like you had TV. You don't
it's
get.
Like, it's kind of like bookmarks. That's what I imagine.
No,
like you're,
but it's not. It's not a bookmark. You can't. It's not. You subscribing to that channel. Because if you go to over there, it's not. Don't get them confused. If you go over here, you can't watch nothing until you subscribe to it. You can't watch nothing until you actually subscribe to it. You don't watch it. You're subscribing to it. Again, you got to get it into your phone to go back to your home screen to have it in part of your setup on your home screen. So these are the 76 channels I've subscribed to.
Got it. So it's kind of like you're subscribing as if you're like purchasing like you know, on your cable bill, you add channels to your bill or to your plan, right? It's like you're adding adding more channels to your plan, and you're only able to watch the channels that you subscribe to, right?
Right.
Yeah, I got it. Awesome.
Mhm.
Makes sense. And then the other question is it possible to watch live stream videos on Roku?
You see there?
Did you hear it? I'll say it again.
Uh-huh.
Is it possible to watch live stream videos on Roku?
Yeah, it all depends on the channels, how to set up. For example, I'm here. Bloomberg, for example, they run their channel specifically as that. They have it live streamed. So again, for those who don't have cable, they can tune into Bloomberg TV here, and they have it. Theirs laid out to be live streamed. And I think they also have. I think they may. Again, I don't watch Bloomberg on here per se all the time because I still do have cable, but you can do it there. But I know for sure on ESPN they have the two worlds. They have the live stream just like they do on a regular channel if you had cable, and they have it on demand. So it all depends on the layout of the actual channel. Each channel is independent. So there is no particular way that it must be, because we're all independent to what our developers have laid out and created for the platform. But however you want it to be. Gotcha.
Okay. And so the other question is, how do you get new subscribers and viewers, of your channel? Especially now that I know they can't even see your videos unless they subscribe in the first place. So how do they even subscribe? Like, how do they, what kind of incentive, or like, what's the value of them subscribing when they don't even know anything about you, you know?
Well, it's just like, I mean, sometimes I think we get a little heavy in thinking. It's just like television. They come in strolling like you do. Again, we have to think of it just like regular TV. These are people who have television. They may not have regular cable, but this is TV. It's still TV. And they have options like you would at home if you stroll into your channels. So, for example, people come, they do a search on something specific, and they'll come across. We get subscribers on a daily, and I myself, I know when I'm on Roku, I'm looking for something specific. I'm just strolling like anybody else, or I'm looking at something that catches my eye, and I see that this channel is about X, Y, Z. I subscribe to it because I like what the channel is about, and I come back to it later on. Two, for what we do, again, we do some social media. We got new content. We do some social media marketing as well. But mainly people come, and it's about partnering. We have partners that we can share some content with, where they have access to like 70 Roku users and subscribers. So we can share content with them to come and discover what we have on our actual particular channel. But it's specifically just like regular television. People are strolling all the time, looking for new stuff, new programming, and they come across your channel. They look at the synopsis about what the channel is about, and they decide they want to subscribe, and it happens on a daily basis.
All right, awesome, gotcha. So basically, the channel has a little bit of a bio on it. When you click on it, you'll see a little description of what it's about, and that's what gets people to subscribe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, the graphic, I assume, is a big part of that too, right?
Yeah.
Right on. Awesome. So those are all the questions that I see so far. Are there any other questions that anyone has? Just put it in the chat box, and put it in the chat box, and we will get to it at the end. So good. We're good. CF.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. So we're going to head back over. So that was the golden egg. So that's pretty much that was the insights of how it works and what it looks like. And pretty much it really is, again, where technology is not going anywhere anytime soon. Roku and the likes of them are taking over and have taken over, and it's really caused a thorn inside of traditional television. And right now, again, it's like taking that time back when you was a kid, when you wanted to be on television, and thinking that it was not possible, it was infeasible. But with such technology as Roku, really quick, you can do it. You know, you think about it. You have such platforms. You got Bloomberg now taking themselves off. You got iDefine TV. I have a lot of independent stuff that I've subscribed to, as you can see, because I got regular cable. I mean, Palm Springs. You know, I can see these actual people down in Palm Springs sharing the real estate property down in Palm Springs. You got the house and home streaming channel. I mean, it really is like these are independent people. We have untapped. I don't know who untapped is, but now you see that these are everyday people who are now positioning themselves in front of an audience of individuals, not just local, national, but as well as globally. And they're placing themselves in front of people who have an annual income of at least $75,000 more per year. So this is where times have changed. Think about it. 30, 40 years ago, these individuals down in Palm Springs probably couldn't afford to reach this demographic of individuals, let alone Ozark. I think Ozark is in Minnesota somewhere. Neither will have them or untapped, and neither will have I with iDefine TV. So this is a great platform to share with you that is really growing, and is where things have actually pivoted to and really be continuing to grow in that direction, definitely. So with that said, I want to take you to a point of the go. You access to your golden ticket to share with you, because you're thinking about it. Now we want to get you to the next level of getting on television. I want to offer you a limited time offer. You won't find this offer anywhere else anytime soon. And what I want to offer to you is being part of this master class, and Omar will pummel in the back end of his actual nuggets as well. Is I want to offer to you the iDefine TV video content production consultation. And what that is I will go over with you, and we did in phase one of making sure that you get everything inked out in phase one of video and creating your video content from one, breaking down that actual formula that we went over in terms of writing it all out. I want to go over it with you, make sure you feel comfortable with it, get it all filled out with statistics and review it with you and get you comfortable with it. So when you're ready to do your next phase of actually filming it, that you feel comfortable in it, answering any questions, give you some ideas and suggestions on how to make it better, not just for one, but we have an hour. If you got 2, 3, however you can get fit into an hour, to help you get that part, the content part created, because it's important so you can get to the next phase of actually filming it, right? And then what I want to offer also is the iDefine single play package ×2. What that is, a single play package, normally you get that, it gives you one video broadcasting for 30 days, right? But with this opportunity, I want to give you 2 videos and allow you to broadcast those for 60 days nonstop. So those videos will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 60 days. So you have an opportunity to create your video content and then air it on iDefine TV for 60 days to an actual local and national TV audience that will help position you and validate who you are, your expertise, your knowledge, and your products and your services. And then I will offer you do an iDefine TV affiliation graphic. And that's simply provide you with a graphic that you can put on your website, share with social media, let people know where you are, where they can find you. And it'd be cool if you can create one of those videos can be exclusively on iDefine TV, so that will make them feel the position you as something that they can't find us anywhere else, give you that leverage. And then we'll also write for you a press release. We want to converse with you, let me know what you want to, we want to focus on that press release, and we can get that written up for you. Is it something in particular? Maybe you're going to launch this at the same time, or you have a event coming up, or a project, or a service. You want to have it all going together to really magnify that actual push and validate that project, your expertise all in one, so we can write that press release. And then what we do, we'll actually submit that press release online to the various directories and get it out there to the actual press release world. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get you an actual Roku player, right? So then therefore, when you actually go live, you can have a Roku player watch party, let everybody know that you're on TV, bring them on over to your house, have a party, have a good time, and voila, there you go. You're complete in the box, your golden ticket. And what we're going to do for a little bit of time is going to be at $397. So but at the same time, Omar's going to throw in a whole lot more to make it even more of a beefy offer. You offering, Omar, in addition to what I've already shared already?
All right, cool. So I got to say real quick, those of you who do not know, if you want to go to iDefine TV, or I think it's iDefineTelevision.com, you can actually see what is available right now, what CF offers to her clients. And what you see here in front of you right now, this is absolutely exclusive. There's nothing like this on her site, and she doesn't offer it anywhere else. So you're getting, again, a consultation to make sure that your videos are solid and really good. You're going to help your business. You're going to brand you as an expert in your industry. And, you get basically the same kind of package. It's called the single play package, but with doubling it, meaning instead of one video, you get 2 videos, and it's for, instead of 30 days, you get it for 60 days on her channel. And again, this is all to put you in front of all of her subscribers, all the people who already have subscribed. She spent, lots and lots of effort, a lot of effort in building her subscribers. She has 60,000 people watching her channel, So you will be featured on there. And of course, with that, you get to use the logo. You've been featured on iDefine TV and on Roku TV. All right. And then in addition to that, she's also getting a press release, which is going to boost the people watching your videos. And of course, she'll write it for you. She'll submit it. And you also get a bonus Roku player, that's super cool. And so anyway, in addition to that, for those of you who are on here right now, those of you watching this, even the recording, I'm going to offer you an extra bonus. Now, for the very first person to get this, we haven't put a link anywhere yet, but we will. Just hold it. I don't know. Did we? CF, did you? Okay, no, good. All right, so the first person who gets it, I'm going to also offer you another partnership that we have through CF with someone who has, I think, over 70,000 active Roku users in I think it's just the US, right? Is that right, CF? Mm-hmm. And this person will actually send an email to his newsletter, a newsletter to his subscribers. It's his email subscribers, telling them about your show. So it's like giving you an extra boost to 70,000 already active Roku users. And this is a very exclusive offer. It's not for everyone. So the first person who gets this will get that bonus. And in addition to that, also everyone else who gets this, I want to offer an extra bonus. What we're going to do, Mike Hayes and myself, we have a new money radio show. And we're also looking into getting our own Roku channel. But we don't have any subscribers like CF, but we're just getting started. So as an extra bonus, we're going to get you on our show, on our Roku channel. And again, it's just starting, but you'll still get to be positioned as an expert in your industry. So what we're going to do is we're going to interview you. We're going to get the very best of the best things about you and your business, your brand, what positions you as the expert. And then we're going to edit that and chop it up and make it really showcase you as the go-to authority in your industry, put you on our show, and put that on Roku as well. So you get to be on 2 channels. You get to be on iDefine TV, which is already really established, and you get to be on New Money Radio or New Money Media TV with Mike Hayes and myself. So that's an extra bonus, and that's for everyone who gets this program. You also get that. And so there's an extra bonus that I want to give to people who are just here live, but I'm not going to record it, so just give me a moment real quick. Started. All right, so we are back. Thanks, everyone. All right, so the link is here, iDefineTelevision.com/golden ticket. All right, go ahead and get that offer, and this is, again, to get you on iDefine TV, and with already 60,000 subscribers already there, and get you positioned in that as an authority in your industry. She's also going to consult you, help you with your videos, okay? So it's an amazing deal. I mean, honestly, it's a no-brainer, and you also get a Roku device. That's pretty awesome. So let's see.
A question, how soon do we have to get the videos to you?
Oh, there's no rush. It's on your schedule.
Okay.
It's on your schedule. It'll hold as long as whenever you're ready.
Yeah, okay. But you will have to claim this offer. There's a limit of the time to claim it. This particular offer, by the way, May 19th, midnight, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah. So what's happening? So on this particular, at this moment, so those who do it today, only ones we're able to receive. If you see the ones with the asterisk, those are only available today with those who signed today, which is getting your press release submitted to the directory and receiving the Roku player. But then everything else is available up to May 19th to 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. But you get everything else up to Saturday.
So we go to your iDefine golden ticket in order to accept it, or do we go
That's right.
Omar?
No, that's right. Just click on the link. It's iDefineTelevision.com/golden ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, there's only one link today.
So go ahead and click on that and claim the ticket, and CF will let me know who's the first person who gets that extra bonus. And then everyone else also gets the other bonuses that I offered as well. So Let me see. There were some questions here. I just want to check. Hold on. Melody asked, can you see the demographics of your subscribers? And I guess my follow-up question is, what demographics do you see? Because I guess you do, right?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
So what kind of demographics do they show you?
No, I take that back. You say demographics, again, it's like television, so I don't have like the age, or I get pretty much where they're coming from. So that's the demographics that I get.
Okay.
I get geo. I don't get demographics of age and race or gender, all kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. All right. Any other questions? Anything? And you're welcome, everyone. Let me see. And thank you, Mike. Thanks for the shout out. Appreciate that. I think that's it. That's it for questions.
All right. Excellent.
All right. And of course, if any of you guys watching the recording, if you have any questions, just feel free to comment below, and we'll of course help you out. And CF, if people want to contact you, what's the best way to reach you?
It's really simple. You can contact me at cf@idefinetv.com. That's cf@idefinetv.com. And I do my very best to help. And if you can call us at 678-636-9422. Again, that is 678-636-9422 Eastern Standard Time. If you have any questions or anything's lingering that you have questions about that I can help you with, feel free to ask. I'll do my very best to support you in any way possible. And it's all about, again, positioning you as the expert, and it's not rushing you to get anything outside of what you're doing now. But if you get it, we're going to go at your pace, because it sometimes you can't go too fast. You can't run before you learn how to crawl. So again, the consultation is important, and to really guide you and support you along the way. And that's important, because some people ask, what's the difference between this and YouTube? With YouTube, you're just submitting it and they're leaving you there. But I want to support you along the way, just not be someone to provide you with a service, but be part of your team, your media team, to help you along the way to build out what you're doing, to understand who you are, what you are, and what you're wanting to do. And that'll make me different than YouTube and the others around, to build out what you're offering and your brand and your expertise, building a partnership per se. So any questions you got, let me know.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great, awesome rest of your day. And we'll see you on the next webinar. Have a good one.